It's very much a temple of football, the Santiago Bernabeu, right here in the Spanish capital, Madrid. I'm Derek Ray, joined for commentary by former England international Lee Dixon, and action coming up from the Spanish top division, La Liga. It's Real Madrid facing Alaves.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. I always get a buzz from being here. Players will feel the same, I'm sure. Fast start, always a good idea to impose yourself on the game straight from the off.
Benzema, who's played at such a high level in an attacking sense for so long. What do you anticipate seeing from him here, Lee?
Well, when you're playing against the players,
Goals, and more goals.
what his qualities are, if you could hold up players, is he quick, is he this, is he that. But when somebody tells you he's a finisher, you know you're in big trouble.
He controlled it, and they did what he wanted. What he wanted was murder. If you don't get done, I'll move on. And that's the next thing in the world you want me to do. And you're about to see what evil looks like in the face of Charles Manson.
And here's the starting 11 for Real Madrid. Thibaut Courtois begins in goal. Carvajal plays with Ferland Mendy in the fullback positions. And the lead striker today is Karim Benzema.
Yeah, we're there. Well, I'm a sound man. I'm a sound recordist. And I was working production for ABC News when we were headed off for Portland prison to interview.
Here's the Alaves starting lineup.
The plan was
Pretty
set up the
orthodox,
room.
Lee.
Yeah, I love this formation,
And
4-4-2.
very last
Two
thing
main
to
strikers
do
will stay
was
close
send
together.
me out in the
Fullbacks will
hallway
link
and
up
put
with
a
the wide
microphone
players.
on Charles
The two
Manson.
holding midfielders are sitting in front of the centre-backs. Very solid look about this team.
And as I'm putting the microphone
So the
on,
drama
he looks at me,
begins
he
here
said,
at the
"Where are you
Bernabeu."
from, boy?" And the hair on the back of my neck stood up. And I said, I'm from Los Angeles.
Ramos.
And he said, Los Angeles.
Hazard
I've been
has
waiting
it.
a long time for a bus.
Well, he went strongly into the challenge, and the result is a throw-in.
Oh. There was tension in the room.
Karim Benzema. Modric.
Oh no.
Real Madrid too strong for their opponents in the last game as they won against Elche. How might this game go, Lee?
Well, Derek, a lot of hard work done away from home. A clean sheet to written as well. 1-0. Was the win on the cards today? I'm not so sure. I'm going to go for a draw.
To his waist.
Here's the key thing to remember.
Now, what can
This
they do from
figure
here?
who walks into the room to talk to Diane Sawyer, who looks like he's been
Top-class
running out of
defending.
public wet for so long. Do not confuse that
As we look at the table, the
with
opportunity
Manson
very
of
much
the
there
late
for the
60s.
hosts to go top if they can win.
Footage of him
Stay on side with you, Hazard.
He is somewhat magnetic and really a much more malevolent force.
Manson had cut into his forehead, just above
Unable to keep the ball.
his nose, an X. Then Charlie
Karim
turns the X
Benzema.
into a swastika.
Well, visionary passing. Still been a 1-versus-1 situation.
Well, high fives all round for the goalkeeper. Absolutely fantastic.
We had a decent reading of that ball in.
You gotta realize, man, all the guys you've been creating are not really real in real life.
And you're trying to take him in. And he's presenting himself to you as he
Mendy.
wishes.
So, you all from New York or some guys from LA here, right?
A
Benzema.
psychopath is born.
And
As a sociopath who is transformed by his upbringing and surroundings.
Who cares?
So the
Goal's a goal.
It almost depends
Well,
on
here
the
we
point
see a
of view.
better angle on it. There's nothing the keeper can do. A significant deflection, and he's beaten.
If I were interviewing
slightly
Charlie
different
Manson
vantage point in terms of the
one
goal.
of the questions
Well in, Modric.
because I'm fascinated how he ended up like he did, was start at the beginning.
Well, he can't let
Tell
the
me what
frustrations
happened
get the
as
better
a
in
kid.
Derek. His players need help here.
1934. Roosevelt was 9 months into his presidency. Unemployment was still high, depression still deep. But a newsreel at the
So the
time.
match has reached
Charles
us
Manson
in
was
1-0
born
here.
in November 11, 1934. And he just turned 82 in his last birthday.
Vina.
His mother, Kathleen, gave birth to him when she was 15. His father,
Oh, come on.
His opponent
a
running
man who
by.
left
He's miles
Flag
offside.
has gone up, offside.
I'm a street child. I'm a runaway little girl.
Mendy.
At 15 years old out of Kentucky named Kathleen Maddox.
Given away
And
by
she
Real
went to
Madrid.
Cincinnati, had a guy named Charlie Manson.
When he's 4.5, his
What
mother
was
and
that?
sister are sent to prison for a botched attempted armed robbery.
And she went to
Hazard.
prison. And I used to
Benzema
visit her in
seducing with his
prison.
passing.
Oh my God, Hazard. Lift your shooting boots at him.
Care and intention, all that work to get in the position, and then way
And I
wide.
learned never to believe anyone about anything.
There's a boy in class Charlie doesn't like. And at recess, a bunch of the girls jump this boy
Lina.
and beat him up. The principal
Well, he's lost the
steps
ball. And he's
in. And
broken
the girls
free.
say, well,
Well, he saw the whites
Charlie
of the
Boy's
keeper's
to do it.
eyes and the whites
Manson's
of his
defense,
outstretched
6 years
gloves.
old.
Great goalkeeping.
Well, he's
It
denied a
doesn't
certain
mean
goal there. Great
they were
reflexes
doing
from
what
the
they
keeper.
wanted to do. You can't blame me for what other people
Can they do something positive on the counter-attack?
Basically, had nothing to do with me personally.
By the time he's 13,
And across the
he's
touchline,
involved in
so a
other
throw in
theft
here.
and armed robbery, and the judge sends Charlie to boys' camp.
Casemiro.
Boys Town is real.
Well, Real have not had too much of the ball, but when they've had the ball, they keep delivering the sucker punch. A great effort.
Oh! Pick that one out. Woohoo! That was a peach.
And here's somebody stole a car.
Well, here's the replay, and it's a decent move to evade the defender, and he chooses to use power in the finish. Not much chance for the keeper when he's hit that hard.
1944.
Well, let's take another look at that goal,
I
shall we?
didn't get out till 1954. I turned 21 years old when I was
2 keepers wouldn't have saved that.
Well, they've been
Top
all
bins.
day, Derek.
Top
You sense
bins.
there's going to be a rollicking in that dressing room after
But
the
while
game.
he's in prison, he hears the Beatles. And the Beatles, you have to remember,
It's going their way,
1964, 65, suddenly they are everywhere. They are permeating our culture.
3,000 screaming teenagers are at New York's Kennedy Airport to meet, you guessed it,
Potential
the
danger here.
Beatles.
And they come to represent to Charlie Manson what he wants most. Fame,
Well read to ease the pressure.
women throwing themselves at all the money you could imagine.
Maybe because he knew what was going on out there, he picked up a little bit.
Hazard. Vinicius.
Oh, what a finish that is!
Finishing.
Woo!
Conviction.
He
Tremendous
learned
goal.
from the prince. He learned from the opponent.
What a peach of a goal.
Well, here's the replay. Super fast counter-attack football at its best. And it's a dream of a finish. Pure quality. It's the hardest technique to get right for me. It's all about the timing.
Manson used his time in prison
Oh.
to prepare himself
Lovely
to
goal,
fight
that
as
one.
a criminal after his release.
See, I never realized that people outside are much different than the people inside. People inside, if you lie.
Well, you've got to say,
And when
an
I got out,
incredible
all your
first half
children would come to
performance.
me
That
because they
scoreline
didn't really
tells
mind
you
telling
all
the
you
truth.
need to know.
At the last minute, when Manson learns
And that was a
he's gonna
very
be
fine
killed,
read.
he actually tells the authorities,
Excellent
don't
vision.
let me go, I don't think I can handle it.
And
out there."
nobody there to pick
But
him up
it's
at the
too
same
late.
time.
Oh!
Technical excellence.
This guy is firing!
If you let me out,
Stunning volley again!
And the finish, I can't tell you how hard that technique is. It's an absolute cracker.
On the go again, albeit from a different angle.
Oh,
wish that wasn't.
technique!
Well, his players have followed his every command and some. The coach must be
Oh.
delighted.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
A lopsided contest, 4-0.
The summer of love. You didn't have to be a weatherman to know which way the wind was blowing, but an estimated 10,000 hippies and
Difficult to stop
hangers-on
him.
showed up for the concert in the Panhandle section of Golden Gate Park.
To
Wonderfully weighted
understand
pass.
how Manson
Well, the flag has
did
gone up.
what
It was
he
really
did,
close.
we have to understand the context of the time and place.
Mendy.
A time in American history,
Eden
you've
Hazard.
got Vietnam, you've got the race riots.
Here's Eden Hazard.
Oh!
From the keeper.
Yeah, Yeah, it looked like a good opportunity to be fair. The keeper was more than equal to it.
Kenny Fox. Well, adding up all the stoppages, we will have
If you're
2
going to
extra
San
minutes.
Francisco, it becomes a huge hit. And what it is
Potter.
an advertisement for the summer of love.
Now can they make something happen?
By the end of the summer of love,
4 attempts at a pass, really.
75,000 people
And the
They
first
have
half is in
descended
the history books here
on
at the
Hate Ash Parade.
Bernabeu.
Everybody's
Brilliant half.
because of this belief we're going to change the world.
Well, Karim Benzema has been a top striker for so long, it shouldn't really surprise us that he's excelling in this match league.
Yeah, he's carved out plenty of shooting opportunities, hasn't he? Testing the
just
keeper
as
on numerous
Manson
occasions.
released the
Great
first
performance
in
up to
California,
now,
the
rewarded with a
movement
goal.
is like a magnet for all these people whose particular characteristics make them highly vulnerable to the thing that Manson is. The ability to manipulate.
People tend to think that only oddballs ended up following.
As anticipated,
and that's
plenty of
not
talking
true.
points so
Leslie
far,
Mann was a
and now
great
the second half is
Get wrapped
underway.
up into that. And evidently this whole
Just couldn't keep
situation
the
was
ball.
low to begin with, but it didn't end up that.
Diane Sawyer talks to Manson's ex-followers.
He was
And in these extraordinary interviews, they attempt to
Cross,
describe
making fun of
how
it
the
in progress.
middle-class personalities
Modric waiting.
were
And they deal
overtaken
with the
by
threat this
Manson's
time.
charisma.
Leslie in high school, very
Mendy.
bright. She's gorgeous. All the boys love her. She plays baritone
Making
sax
sure nothing
in
came
a
of it.
marching band, for gosh sakes.
Well, truth be told, he's only had a very limited influence on the game. What do you make of his performance, Lee?
Well, if they are going to get back into this game, he needs to up his work rate, his endeavour, his creativity, his shots and goal, the full works.
more
Well, as a defender, that will set you down to the ground.
expected of young girls at that time. Drugs, sex,
Vinicius Junior. Oh, the pass
breaking
denied
away
him.
from
Woohoo! It's another one.
And it's made to the quality of that performance.
I was desperately seeking someone that I could
Well, Haynes is again.
He can do no wrong.
He calls his hammer, but then there's still plenty to do from here. Under all sorts of pressure from the defender, he just about keeps him at bay and finishes with a flop. Great goal.
The other person feel loved, appreciated.
He was like Christ, and he had the answers. As twisted as it
Goal
is,
machine.
and I really think that
Oh, my goodness, it's so
I
one-sided.
thought that I had met
5-0 in this match.
that by being around him would have a positive change.
I don't think anyone ever
More
dreamed
action
of
from La
Manson.
Liga coming up for
He
you live
completely
here on
was
EA
self-confident.
TV.
He could
It's
always
Real
find a
Madrid
way.
facing Real Valladolid.
Manson met
fixtures
Patricia
coming thick and
Cunningham
fast.
when she was staying with his sister, who had problems. Manson said to her, "You should come away with me."
Oh, man.
And I'm ugly. We're the only two people who will tell each other we're beautiful.
But
Ah.
we slept together, and
So 2 substitutes to come on in one go.
crying to this man. As he said, "Oh, you're beautiful." I couldn't believe it. I just started crying.
And firing it into the
Pat
area.
Greenwickle basically left her
Excellent
on Manson the
intervention
next
just
day,
then, amid
and Pat
impending danger.
firmly believed that she was
Counter-attacking
going to
very
leave
much
with
an
Charlie,
option.
who was going to be her new boyfriend.
It
When
looked like
Manson
open
was
road
shocked
for
when she
them,
found
but up
out
a dead
she
end.
was only part of a harem and would have to
Now
share
he
it.
must favour the cross.
He had great confidence in his own.
Oh, God.
But couldn't make
What
it
they really
count.
like about
So much confidence he's got after his first 2 goals.
So
He
he's
fully
breaking people
expects
down.
Hat-trick was looming there.
They will become essentially fingers on his hand, subject to his every direction.
And we're inside the final 30 minutes.
You know, it didn't happen overnight. He spent a lot
Look
of
at
time
Perez.
taking middle-class girls and remolding them. I was an empty shell of a person
And a good tackle.
that was filled up with manslaughter. It wasn't
And
so
a big match
strange
in La
in
Liga to savour
1967
shortly
to
on
drive a
EA
bus,
TV.
to
It's
give up all
Alaves
your
against
your
Real
clothes,
Sociedad.
your
Oh!
holiday
And he's
hopkeys,
done
all
well
kinds
to
of
Oh,
things.
save that was.
Don't you think what you're doing is odd? Instead, we're always in places where people are saying, "Wow, can I join you?"
The posse gets bigger and bigger, and eventually
And
they
over
all
comes
pile
the
in the
corner.
bus and they drive
Well,
down to
thumped
Los
clear.
Angeles from San Francisco, where they settle
Modric
at
waiting.
Spawn Ranch.
Well, he dealt with that ball played in
The
rather
Spawn
well.
Movie Ranch, which is
Well,
in the
sitting deep
northwest
like
part
this
of
might be a
LA.
dangerous
All the
game.
cowboy shows
Oh,
in
man,
the
that was
50s and
rubbish.
early 60s were shot there. the saloon,
Racing forward,
the
trying to catch them
hotel,
out.
the dusty main street.
Well, it petered out.
Manson and his family just moved in there, and
Look
that
at
became their
Modric.
base of operation.
For me,
Oh!
like anybody,
Hat trick!
if you're trying to take followers and make them buy into your reality as opposed to anybody else's, you want to get them isolated. You want to get them away from
Brilliant hat trick.
Well, Derek, you can relax now. He's got the hat-trick. Fully deserved. Well done indeed.
Let's have another
You
view
could
of that
absolutely
goal.
not talk about your past at all. And one thing we didn't have was elections. The whole idea was to let
Well, his
power
players have
disappear
followed
and we
his
could
every
become-
command and some. The coach must be delighted.
We gave up our birthdays.
Fabulous.
It's a massive lead, and it's
was
very hard to
another
Fabulous.
imagine
young
them
girl
losing it
with
now.
parental issues. Charlie found her weeping on a
It's come
bench
down to the
outside
final
Venice,
20 minutes here.
California one day. Introduced himself as the man who's called the
Penny
gardener
Pulse.
because he tends to all the little flowers in Haight-Ashbury, and that she should come with him,
And now Tomas
and she
Vida.
did.
There to intercept.
And I kept thinking, this is
And he's in. Nobody's
because
picked up
he's
Vida
exactly what I
Hazard.
was looking for.
And the keeper had
Ah.
the corner's been given.
mad, dramatic, and crazy.
People have described her to me as, among all Charlie's followers, the
And
greatest
fired over by
cheerleader.
Kroos.
She's a little more of a performer maybe than the other people in the family.
You have to make love with it.
She's very verbal. She has a certain childlike quality that kind of endears you to her.
And they continue
until
to
you listen to what's
advance.
coming out
And
of
a
her.
lot of options here.
Pick it up.
What are you doing?
Gone out for a throw into Real Madrid.
Men, especially, wanted to have that
Ramos.
kind of charisma. So they would do the things that he did, but they didn't do it with the same
Benzema.
spirit.
Oh, good
Those
vision.
are always an important part of
And it was
Charlie's
blocked, that
notion.
particular cross.
The enlightened culture was
Hazard
using
prepared to
drugs.
fire.
You honestly
An effective
believe that
clearance.
smoking marijuana, taking LSD, would open up the
Vinicius
conscience?
Jr.
I was smoking
And he
a lot
read it
of
really
marijuana.
well. Fine
And
save.
I had, at that time, I'd already used acid a couple times. But at that time, drinking and using drugs did not seem unusual because I was doing it with my high school friend.
Charlie
Kroos
would
with the
use
corner.
LSD for his special sermons
Oh,
on a
bastard.
daily basis where he would preach to people.
Off the line.
Well, we took hundreds of trips together.
He would personally put the dosages in his followers' mouths. But when he took some himself, he was careful to take less so he'd stay in control. Sometimes
into the
he claimed
centre
he
of the
was
box.
Jesus Christ.
And you need your
praying.
defender to take
He even
charge.
would take up
On another
positions
corner,
as
can
though
they
he
take
was being
advantage of this
crucified.
one?
Sometimes he would reenact
Over
the
it comes.
crucifixion in the
Attending to his defensive chores.
And it was very
And the keeper was
realistic.
always likely to do his job under no pressure.
Man, son of man, you know, and then
Oh,
the
they've lost it.
questions would begin.
Benzema takes it forward now.
Would you die for me?
And in their
Martin.
drug-induced situation, they listen.
It is to be
So
a
he
throw
used
in.
LSD as a form of mind control.
There was at times basically group sex.
Well, they're going to
And
simply
it
and
was
intercept it.
always very planned because it was a means of control. When you have different men who was
Mendy.
trying to initiate into the fan, trying to
Hazard.
bring them in, he will offer them whatever we might have.
Isn't that what
And
one's
the
doing?
cross into the middle.
You know, receive
Well, body in the way.
Man hold dominion over woman. It's been that way since we
And over
brought
comes the corner.
king.
It hasn't come to very
Everyone
much.
wanted you went with him. You couldn't resist. I mean, he was an excellent parent.
Manson
Hot up.
deliberately sent out the women in the family
Martin with it.
to go around and
Penny
call
Pulse.
for
Lucas
famous
Perez.
musicians. They were
So
the
there
big.
goes the final
That's
whistle.
how
Real
Charlie.
Woo!
Madrid victorious, and
He's
therefore
gonna be
Emphatic.
a
will be heading home happily.
Emphatic.
Well, it must be a dream as a striker to play in this team. They create the fun and have a lovely
Something very
attacking
different.
style about them.
Something that
Clinical
feels
finishing today as well.
different to some. The late 60s in Los Angeles, especially in places like Roller Canyon, is an
Benzema.
incredibly exciting time in music.
And Paul Allen.
You have Joni Mitchell up there doing Ladies of the Canyon in 1969. You have the Doors.
Oh,
Genuinely really talented people who will make music that we'll listen to for the next 50 years.
If you wanted to be a rock and roll star, you had to come to Los Angeles. Manson's goal in life, his obsession, was to become
that is special.
That's on. Vinicius.
Oh,
What a lovely
At this
strike.
particular moment in
Lethal
the
piece of
entertainment
finishing.
community, you
True
had an open door
power,
policy.
true conviction.
Musicians, their addresses were really
Tremendous
well
goal.
known around those times. People would come down from their
Oh,
bedrooms
my
and
word.
spend 3 or 4
That
days
is
waiting to get a
stunning.
recording deal. And
Thing
you
of
were supposed to
beauty.
call the cops.
He was convinced he would acquire a patron among all the rock stars.
this is nearly as good.
So Manson would send someone out to places
Oh.
where famous musicians live to try and make some sort of connection.
Technical excellence to finish that one off.
And one day, two
Wonderful
of
to
the
have
women
those in
in
your
the family,
repertoire.
Patricia Krenwinkel and a woman...
Look at that!
and-
Spectacular! Oh my god!
and
That
it's
is just
Janis
sensational.
Joplin, the drummer of the Beach Boys.
Excellent vision. And nobody there to pick him up in the centre.
Oh my god!
Tremendous goal.
Watch that all night.
To finish that one
Dennis
off.
Wilson was
Wonderful
sexy.
to have that in your
There was
repertoire.
no doubt about it. Couldn't play drums that well, but my gosh, he looked like a rock.
Look at that right in the side netting. Oh my dear me.
Takes him back to his house, and he goes off for recording.
Yeah, take a bow.
Back
That was just majestic.
Manson has moved into his mansion, along with several other family members.
Vinicius.
He came home
What
one
a
night
lovely
and
strike.
told me that
Lethal piece of
Charlie and the
finishing.
girls were
True
planning to run
power,
themselves over
true
and
conviction.
stayed for a while.
Tremendous goal.
One of the Manson girls
Oh,
talks about being at
that
the
is
Manson
just
house, walking around with the family members around
best
us,
hat trick
walking
I've scored.
on a beautiful Southern California afternoon. The girls are topless. joints of-
Sensational.
It just sounded so blissful, and that was the 60s.
Always party time.
Dennis really liked women. Dennis appears to have liked women pretty much indiscriminately.
You know, initially for Dennis Wilson, it was great. It was girls.
Back top of the league again.
to supply both.
We were invited by Dennis to come to dinner to meet Charlie